Simon Cowell stunned by Filipino mother and daughter's golden buzzer performance on AGT 2025. The theater lights dimmed, and the murmuring crowd of America's Got Talent 2025 fell silent. On stage stood a small, trembling girl, no older than 10, clutching a microphone with both hands. Beside her stood her mother, dressed simply in a faded floral dress, eyes filled with both fear and faith. "What's your name, sweetheart?" Simon Cowell asked, his tone gentler than usual. "My name is Leah," the little girl said softly, "and this is my mom, Maria." The crowd smiled warmly. "And what will you be singing today?" Simon continued. Leah glanced up at her mother, who squeezed her hand. "We'll sing You Raise Me Up, for my dad," she whispered. There was a hush in the room. Somewhere in the audience, a few people leaned forward, sensing something deeper behind those few words. As the music began, Maria closed her eyes and started to sing the first verse, her voice trembling but tender, like a prayer carried on the wind. Leah joined in softly, her childlike tone pure and angelic, blending with her mother's in a harmony so haunting it silenced every cough, every shuffle, every sound in the massive auditorium. As they sang, the screens behind them displayed pictures of a smiling man in uniform, a Filipino soldier. The audience began to understand. Their father, Maria's husband, had served overseas and lost his life in a peacekeeping mission 2 years ago. He had always dreamed of seeing his daughter sing on a big stage. Tonight, she was doing it, for him. Midway through the song, Maria's voice cracked slightly, overcome with emotion. She faltered. For a second, she looked as though she might stop. But Leah reached up, gently touched her mother's arm, and kept singing, louder now, her little voice soaring through the hall. The spotlight caught her tears as they glistened down her cheeks, and somehow, her pain transformed into power. Her mother joined back in, their voices rising like two hearts calling to the heavens. The camera panned to Simon. He wasn't blinking. His jaw tightened, and for once, the man known for his cutting criticism looked utterly speechless. Beside him, Sofia Vergara dabbed her eyes. Heidi Klum covered her mouth. And by the final note, when Leah held that long, impossible note and her mother joined in harmony, the audience was already on their feet, clapping, cheering, some even crying openly. As the last note faded, Leah turned to her mom and whispered, "Did we do it, Mama?" Maria knelt and hugged her tightly, sobbing. The crowd's roar swelled around them like thunder. When Simon finally leaned toward the mic, his voice trembled slightly. "I've been doing this a long time," he said, "and sometimes, you hear something that just hits your heart." He paused, visibly moved. This wasn't just singing. This was love. The audience erupted again, but before Simon could finish, Howie Mandel stood up. "You know what?" he said, glancing at the crowd. Weeks later, Maria and Leah returned to the stage for the live shows, stronger than ever. But it wasn't just about winning anymore, it was about healing. "We used to sing to forget our pain," Maria said in an interview, "but now, we sing to give others hope." Their story touched everyone, not just because of their voices, but because it was about resilience, the quiet courage of a mother and daughter who refused to give up on each other or their dreams. In a world full of noise and judgment, they brought something rare, sincerity. When the season ended, they didn't win the trophy. But they won something far greater, the hearts of millions. Record labels reached out. Charities invited them to perform. And one evening, after a benefit concert in New York, a woman approached them in tears. "My husband passed away last year," she said. "I hadn't sung since. But after watching you two, I started singing again, with my daughter." Maria hugged her. Leah smiled shyly and whispered, "Then our song worked." Sometimes, miracles don't come as lightning or fame, they come as voices, rising together, even through grief. That night on AGT, a mother and daughter didn't just sing a song, they reminded the world that love, even when broken, can still make the most beautiful sound.